Some people have been electricians all their lives, worked in complete sets all their lives, and received secondary lines all their lives. He just doesn't know what this 0 is. Today, I will tell you what this 101 is. First of all, we can see that there's a L1. This L1 is a power cord connected to item A on the power supply side of the transformer, commonly known as the live wire. In the electrical industry, it's called firewire. When the switch is closed, the 0 becomes a live wire. That is, the phase wire is fed into the terminal. Switch through the terminal, switch through the terminal, switch through the terminal, and then to the top of the circuit breaker. The first and second of the circuit breaker are a power supply of a functional version of the circuit breaker. The 0 becomes a live wire, and then the two 0 wires form a circuit of 220 volts. The function panel of this circuit breaker will light up to show its current or its voltage, operating current and voltage. Okay, and then back it's one of its energy stores. We can look at it. It may be 34 and 35. In the absence of energy storage, the 34 is directly accessible to the motor. Let's look at the 34th. The 34th is at the back, and then the 35th is at the front. First, look at the 0 line on the 35th, and then the 0 line on the 34th is behind. We can see that this is what we can see. And this one form AC 220 volts of electricity. Under this paragraph, it will store a good person. This one, 34, will cut off the power supply of this energy storage motor. This YAO 7 returns to this terminal, and then goes to the yellow indicator light of this panel. There is a 0 line on the yellow indicator light to form a loop with this YAO 7 too. Let this indicator light up and tell us that this circuit breaker is moved out. Then a moving energy of the body can also be seen on the large position device. What is the next 0? This is the 37th point. The 37th point, right? Let's take a look at the 37th first. The 37th is the common line. Then the 36th is the close point. And the 38th is the split point. That is to say, when the three zeros are mixed, he will send the 0 live wire to 36, and then enter the closing coil of the circuit breaker. Its purpose is to protect the closing coil. When the circuit breaker is closed and then the 36-watt circuit will be disconnected, then the nuclear circuit coil will have no voltage. And then after the overturned fire is exploded, the 38-watt circuit will also be connected to execute the opening coil. That is to say, this is used. Then we look back and see that there's still a 40 and a 140. Let's take a look. First, let's take a look at where the 40 o'clock is, whether it is in the back, that is, the 0 one in the back and the 0, 9, 40, and 39 in the back are mandatory points. This shows that this 100 is a switch-off instruction. That is, to switch on the 40 and 39 when the gas is out of the way. Then, after the circuit breaker is closed, turn on 40 and 41 as the closing indicator of the circuit breaker. These two wires are also connected to the terminals. After the terminals are connected, they are transmitted to the red and green lights on the panel to open and close the circuit breaker. Okay, next let's look at the drawings and consolidate them. First of all, our L is that the power supply side of the transformer is connected, and then the switch is closed. The first one of the switches in the batch just now, the first one is the functional version of the power supply 1, and the 0 line is all directly connected. And then this 37 just said,
this carries out a protection for the nuclear conduction coil. And then 3738 carries out protection for the opening coil. Then after the 345-35 motor stores energy, it is disconnected here. And the 3335 switch-on indicator light is on. And then the motor shakes off the power supply for protection. Then this 3040 is a purple power supply common line that opens and closes the switch, and it is directly connected to 39 when the switch is answered, so that the green light is on. Then when the match is made, it is directly connected to the following 41, and the red light is on. After he closes the line, the points in his hand will be converted. Do you understand? Double-click attention. The next period is more exciting.
Remember to praise and pay attention.